Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals, and welcome to the Fae Realm. We have made it back around the midnight table. Things are about to get really interesting, as they usually do at this table with these wonderful people. Uh, Sam, over to you, sir.
Howdy. Before we get started, before we do the recap, I want to share something which I found kind of exciting out in the world, which is the game that we are playing is called Cities Without Number. It's a cyberpunk game. It's part of a line of games by a company called Sine Nomine Publishing, Sine Nomine Publishing. Worlds Without Number is their fantasy game. Stars Without Number is their science fiction game. This one, they just released Ashes Without Number between last week and this week. That's their post-apocalyptic one. I think it's got modes for like zombies and modes for like mutants. I haven't read it yet. It came out literally, I think, Monday after a Kickstarter. Anyway, if you like what we're doing here, if you like this style of game, kind of a system that is robust but also gets out of the way when the storytelling comes in, but most importantly, really, really supports the DM or the game master. If that's the kind of game that appeals to you, go find that. I think this game, all the other ones, World, Stars, Cities, has a free version that you can just download for free on Drive-Thru RPG. I haven't seen the Ashes one yet. I just see the money one. But like, get these games. They're really great. Support the person who made these games because they're awesome. And you too could be having the sort of fun that we are having right here. That's it from me. Now let us immerse ourselves back into the world that we are living in here. Lore, DB, would you like to tell me? Would you like to tell us all what happened last week?
Sure. I think Laura's like writing this down in a journal that no one has seen her have before. And she's writing it with her left hand, even though she has been favored to use her right more than anything else. And she just in her room, not talking to anybody, and starts out with friends make you vulnerable. Most relationships do, but after finding out what happened to Kieran and the betrayal that came with that, what was I supposed to do when I found out Vail had been taken? We didn't know if they were dead or alive, but something breaks in you if you don't know what happens to a loved one. I wasn't going to let that happen to another family. With what we knew and what resources we had, there was nothing I could do but call the one man that had the manpower to help me, Leland Fox, a leader of the freedom fighters, the Mutters, and my uncle. Abe was too hurt. Glitch couldn't get close without being grabbed. And Eve, I needed her to be a doctor, not which meant close but not too close. The plan did not plan well. Uh but we made it out with Vale and a riot outside. But that hottie got taken, and if I had had the time and didn't make a promise, I would have gone back. I hope the other mutters can get her out at least.
Think of that last sentence that the rest of the game is not just you continuing to hit the same hospital over and over again, rescuing people and losing people. An ambulance roaring through the raised streets of Sill East, stuffed with the living and the near dead. Behind, flames caress the sides of the Airsat's Blue Hills Clinic as the Glitch Army and the Mutters fade back into the fog before reinforcements arrive. See the smoke curl upwards before it gets lost in the mists. The smoke that you people pointing at the chat are responsible for. Hear the labored breathing of two injured patients. Lore's Uncle Leland, a leader amongst the Mutters, and our own Vale, a wreck of flesh and circuits, growing cold. 3 steps further off from death's door is Lore herself, bloodied but standing. Eve, what's going through your head just now?
I'm very focused on keeping Leland and Vale alive. I can't think about anything else except for keeping them alive. I have a job to do. I can fall apart later. I can fall apart later.
You're quickly able to triage that Lore is hurt. Lore, you got shot, right? That's what the upshot of that was. There's a bullet in Lore. That's a standard injury. Leland's worse, having been gored by essentially saw arms of a giant robot monstrosity. What's making it harder for you to attend to Leland is the fact that he's not sitting still. Even as the ambulance is tearing off down the streets, he's pacing, he's sort of pounding against the walls and just adrenaline, uh, even still in most of his hazmat suit. He's shouting at you, at Lore, anyone who'll listen, things like, "We sure show them! That'll show the fucking corpos they can't get too complacent! When do we go again?"
You can't show them if you're dead. Please sit down, sir.
Ah! Ah! Oh, fuck, that hurts. And he'll sit down. He'll kind of descend into the chair, into the onto the bench, but he's still very like antsy and moving around. Yeah, Laura.
I was just gonna say if he doesn't sit down, Lord just like grabs him by the front of his shirt and pulls him down.
I think that's probably required, right? Like he comes over, but still is jumping up. You can like settle him a bit. He'll sort of look at you, Laura, and be like, "Mission success."
Uh, Partial, maybe.
Why does everyone look glum? We torched the place.
She takes his face. Lord takes his face and just turns to Vail. We have a friend who is down.
Downish.
I won't know what's wrong with them until later. I can't fix them right now, but right now I can fix you. And if you let me fix you, I can, but I can't fix you if you're running around screaming. So please sit down so I can fix you and then get back to my fucking friend.
That will sink in. He'll settle down and be like, "All right, all right, all right, all right. Right." And he will calm down.
While that is happening, Laura is going to. Do I have a line to Declan? Could I have established that before we went in?
I think so. I think Declan is
Okay.
actually calling right now.
Great.
He's made it a short distance away, and yeah, Declan's
Uh,
giving you a lot of like, "Oh shit, oh geez, uh, what?"
Deck.
Yeah,
Can I need you to meet us at the safe house?
you need me to meet you at the safe house. You need me to meet you at the safe house. The safe house is where we're meeting. That's great. There's only two problems in that. One, we're all fucked, and two, I don't know where your safe house is.
One, we're not all fucked, and two, follow the goddamn ambulance.
That makes sense. Okay, listen. I got another data packet. You know, uh, you know,
I do.
like all the stuff, like, "Hi, I'm Vail. If you're seeing this, you know that one."
Declan, I know. That's why I
Okay.
want you to come to the safe house.
All right. All right. All right. Go to the safe house. Follow an ambulance. Come to the
Not a ambulance. Specifically this ambulance.
I know that sometimes I look like a moron. Don't worry about it. I will follow the ambulance that you are in to the safe house that you are going to. I get it. It'll be fine. I just need you to tell me two things. One, uh, uh,
Eh, we're working on it. How about that?
okay, okay, okay. Then I'll hold on to the second thing for later. Right.
Okay.
Safe house, ambulance, and he'll hang up.
Okay. Glitch. I'm assuming I'm still have strapped on video. Your people have gotten out, right?
I've been getting different calls from all over. People are posting videos. Everyone, as far as I can tell, is out. They left a bit of fire in their wake, but we have been encouraging that. So it doesn't look like anyone from that side of things got hurt.
Yeah, there's one person that was stuck in there though.
Leland will say, as he's being patched up, Leland will say, she understood the risks of being a mother. We'll do what we can for her. We don't leave people behind. But if she's one of us, and is one of us, she would rather die than reveal our secrets.
I am very aware of how the mutters work, Uncle. I think she just leaves it at that. She has nothing else to say to him.
As this conversation is continuing, I want to swing back around. Glitch and Abe at home. Glitch, I guess Vale, actually, let me ask you this. Who all would you have sent the data packet to?
Um, I think the data packet goes to Declan. An encrypted backup goes to my dad's computer at the family home, the one that nobody has touched since he passed, but it's there. It's plugged in. And I think maybe one goes to a hyper encrypted one goes to a dead drop somewhere, with a secondary, like if a certain amount of time passes and neither Declan nor Dad's computer has accepted the download of the initial one, it blitzes out basically a like, come and get me suckers code to every other high level hacker that I know. In that sense of like, if something has happened to my entire family, uh somebody else should be able to use all the data that I've hoarded.
Right. Nice. So, Glitch, you are, I think at this point, just getting a message from Declan, a text message from Declan being like, I'm coming to the hideout. I've been invited. Don't shoot me on sight. Turn off all of the traps, or something like that.
I will just send back a shrugging emoji and then a thumbs up.
Nice. Vibe check, Glitch, Abe. What are you doing as the ambulance is as quickly as possible and yet painfully slowly making its way back home?
Well, against Doctor's orders, Abe retreats back to his room for a few seconds and then grabs the only worldly possession left to him, outside of like the boombox and everything. He's got his rifle loaded and he's ready for visitors. You know, I don't really like strangers coming to our little summertime hideaway, boss.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either, but this is Vale's sibling, and if he's been invited, that means that someone who knows where it is told him where it is.
What, and the
Which,
other. Oops, sorry.
which means lore, because I heard her say it.
Yeah, but what? There's that lunatic freedom fighter in the ambulance too, as well, right? What if he goes off half cocked?
Well, then you better be full cocked, huh?
You know I am.
Yeah, at this point, after the group got out and started like the long trek began, Glitch has left the stream up because but she's edited the stream, but she has brought in the feed into the television in the main room, and she's just sitting on the floor in front of the couch, knees drawn up to her chest, arms wrapped around her knees. She kind of looks like a discarded Raggedy Ann doll. Just kind of sitting there, like all of the adrenaline has poured out of her, and she's like shaken, I think, by all of this.
As you are watching the feeds, the fallout of all of this coming in, you can see that this is going to raise your heat. Perhaps not as much as you would expect. Like, you've trashed this place rather than going up like two or even three ticks. It's only going to go up one. Glitch, what that's implying to you is that rather than publicizing this, they are trying to cover this up. That Ersatz is trying to bury the fact that 300 ravers descended on their place and were able to do considerable damage before leaving. Obviously, word is still getting out through the GlitchAngle channels, but it's not getting out quite as much as you would expect through the like corpo channels. While you're in the 4 to 5 range, I may use the danger die at my discretion, depending upon what regions you go into, but it's not going to be everywhere you go. I will necessarily roll it, uh, as is what happened last time that got you into this mix in
Yeah,
the first place.
sure.
Uh, Eve, the ambulance is near home. Any last things you want to do in it, or what's the any protocol for getting from there into the hideaway?
I think if Leland is situated and okay and not going to bleed out, Eve will turn her attention to Lore, and just uh, non-verbally ask for consent to help. Just kind of approach her hands up.
Lore will look at Eve and go, I'm hurt, but I'm okay if you want to work on Vail.
There's not anything I can do right now. Not until we
Okay.
get back.
Okay. I think Lore will shrug off the jacket she has. I think Lore looks more just exhausted than like really hurt because this is the second adrenaline spike she has had in a day. So probably a lot of sleep is coming her way. But yeah.
Can I heal Lore a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Like you have theoretically several few minute increments worth of healing. So you can do the thing where you roll a d6 plus your heal skill, lore heals that many hit points, and take some system strain.
Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Is that okay? You want to take system strain?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So
And in your
that's
case, this represents the exhaustion that your body is holding on to,
Yeah.
finally having a moment to settle in.
all right. So that is 1d6 plus 1. My heal is plus 1. That's a 3.
Okay.
You'll heal a little
And
bit.
as Eve is working on Lore, not looking Lore in the eye, she's very focused on what she's doing. Thank you.
I did what I could.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you did more than I expected of you. And for that, I'm sorry.
I don't take it anyway. I don't expect a lot of people to expect much out of me nowadays, so.
Well, you delivered. So. Anyway. And we'll just get back to it. Focus on healing.
Could you work on healing lore at the barrier of steel and flesh where lore resides? Minutes pass. You can roll that a few more times if you want. You can max out lore if you want to do. It's just a matter of how much system strain it will take.
You don't need to do that. I think we can just do the one and I'll be okay for now. Yeah.
The GM will probably not throw more violence at you this night. That would be incredibly rude. You make it back to the safe house. A few minutes after you make it back, Declan will make it there as well. You see that Leland looks actually almost a little uncomfortable. He'll turn to you, Laura, and be like, You're gonna invite me into your secret hideaway? That's a liability.
Yes. But I might be looking for a different one soon anyway.
Ah, I see. Give me bad intel. If they torture it out of me, you'll have the place filled with explosives. I get it. We've done that before.
Leland, you and I both know that A, you won't remember where this is. and B, they couldn't torture anything out of you.
Oh. He will limp out of the ambulance, and you will all make your way downstairs into the windowless rooms of the safe house. Declan last. Yeah.
Lore's gonna make sure that she knows who's in the safe house, so she's gonna be the one to pop her head in first, so that no one, like, hopefully shoots anybody else.
Solid. Yeah, I mean, you will definitely see Glitch sitting on the floor. You'll see Abe, are you just like how ready are you with this rifle? On a scale of like at side to aimed at doorway, where are you
Oh, he
at?
wants it. He's begging for it right now. Just he's
Cool,
there.
cool. So you see Lore come in, and Lore, you see Abe on high alert.
Hi, buddy. Can you put that away? I have a death wish, but not tonight. I think I did pretty well.
Jesus Christ. Abe slowly lowers his rifle. All right, how many you got behind you, kid?
Well, the normal suspects and then 2 others. If anybody else shows up, I will gladly let you shoot them.
It
And if
turns out to
these
be
2
two others plus one other because I think the ambulance driver who has been quietly here the whole time is
Charlie.
gonna help
Oh no,
Eve.
that's
Yeah,
Charlie.
Charlie's gonna help
Charlie's my
Eve
boy.
get Vail into the building.
Sure, sure. But also if any of these 3 make a fuss, I'll let you shoot them too. I don't care.
Very good.
Lore walks in, and then I think all of a sudden just hits the sofa, like exhaustion, like, oh fuck.
Yeah, even Charlie come in holding Vale, and will take Vale to the room that is available, that was Vale's, or still is, and put them on the bed. And Eve will turn to Charlie and say, "Thank you. I owe you, and I'll see you soon."
Charlie will, I think, wordlessly nod, take it all in, and exit the building. Charlie will throw one last glance at Abe, throw one last glance at Laura, kind of like sweep around the room, uh, and then we'll exit the building and take the ambulance back into waiting for the next medical emergency. Vale in bed, you could almost believe that Vale was just sleeping, if not for the shallow, erratic breathing, if not for the skin tinged gray. Anyone with medical knowledge would be able to see that Vale is in a coma and, without any clear prognosis of when Vale's going to come out of it. But even beyond that, like, Eve, as you're attending to Vale, as you've been attending to Vale, like, how long has it been since Vale drank water? There's so many things going on now that you are in the, like, unique series prism of health concerns that is Vale.
And there are so many things to think about. Where am I going to get an IV drip? How am I going to get meds? How do I understand the extent of the damage to Vale's brain, and what is it? And I certainly don't have a jack and don't understand it, and I don't understand what it's like, and Eve will start to spiral a little bit, and then take a deep breath, hold it, let it out. And start to go to work again and think through, where am I going to get all of this equipment? And Eve is not leaving Vale. Eve is with Vale, trying to figure this out.
Yeah. Want to start things off with a quick medicine roll, and I'll give you some information. Heal is the name of the skill in this game.
Amazing. I'm rolling that as like information, so it's 2d6.
2d6, and you can add your int if you had int.
I do not
That
have
came
int.
out ruder than I intended it to.
No, that's okay. I don't have int. I have whiz, but no int. Okay. 2d6.
Oh, I'll let you roll in whiz. Whiz is fine. You can do whiz.
Thank you. All right, 2d6 plus 2. Here we go. That's a 10.
The difference between 9 and 10 was actually pretty load bearing in this. So let me tell you some information. There are a lot of logistical things you are going to have to solve, as you were saying, right? Like the IV drip. But at the end of the day, if you could get a prosthetic cyberware like brain implants in Vale's brain. I made that sound very easy. That's not very easy. If you could make that happen, right? If you had you're thinking like 15,000 Z prosthetic cyber brain implant. If you had a skilled cyber doc to install, that's somewhere on the boundary between healing and fix. You can do it with healing. You'd want like a cyber doc kit and more experience than you have, but you could maybe pull it off. And then, even with those things, if you had time, so much time for the brain to painstakingly rebuild itself, there is a path. There is a path like the last glimmer of sunlight as the sun is setting over the ocean. There is a path through which Vale wakes up, and if not walks this off, then at least walks again. As
Okay.
you're spending the time it takes to put that together, I think Leland just kind of settled himself down on a chair, stuck out his long legs. Abe, I think his hazmat suit, the muddy suit that he's wearing, he's kind of your age. It's ringing dim bells in your memory, but maybe nothing specifically. He's a guy from your generation, but he's certainly not going to open up any conversations. I'm curious what other folks are doing in this moment.
Can Abe approach Leland?
Yeah, absolutely. He's just like sitting there. He'll say, "So, what do you have to drink around here?"
Oh, only the best, but as I've come to learn in this life and times, everything has a price.
You want me? I took a. He'll like show off his wound, recently dressed. He will just barely not just pull the bandages off to show you the wound itself. He'll say, "I took a fucking blow for you, and you're not going to give me a drink like a civilized man?"
No, 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 no. I'm gonna give you a drink there, partner. And he pulls out two
Ah,
shot glasses, right? And he pulls.
damn Skippy.
But where'd you serve, soldier?
Oh, it's not like that. He'll say, "You've been out of town for a long time, haven't you?"
Something like that, yeah.
Well, when the local governments fell to the Corpo scum, several government agencies went rogue. We didn't have funding anymore. We were called criminals, but we still wanted to serve the people.
Wait a minute.
We,
Did you used to work for waste management?
they used to call us the East Bay Municipal Utilities District.
You lot used to pick up the trash every Thursday from my parents' place.
Cleaned out the storm drains. We did the work, and we still do the work. And if you need work done, you can still call on EB Mud.
EB Mud.
That's right, son. He doesn't say son to you. That's right, friend.
All right. Well, that's and Abe casts his mind back to things, people, places, nouns mostly. Yeah. Well, if you don't mind bending an ear to an old man, well, and he looks at him.
They,
guess we
uh,
could-
they,
Oh,
they
go
don't
on.
make them like us anymore. We're either dead or de-aged. You know?
You mind if we sit and trade old war stories for a little bit while these kids get to do what they need to do?
He'll raise a glass to that. Meanwhile, I think Glitch and Lore, Declan is sitting down, jumping up, pacing, sitting down, jumping up, pacing, looking over to where Eve is working, going towards that door, dragging himself away from that door, making a sort of neurotic ant pattern traced across the floor.
So when was the last time you ate?
What was the last time I what? When was the last time I what? What do you mean ate? Ate? What's eating?
Put
Eating?
food
Ate?
put food into your body. There's nothing you can do for them at the moment except be here. And I'm not going to have you pass out unconscious on the couch like Lorelai's about to.
It's fine.
We don't
I'm fine.
we don't need a wounded pile.
Lore slowly gets up and like shuffles to the kitchen to find food for everybody.
Lorelai, you sit your ass down. You didn't let me go and do anything interesting.
How about no?
And Glitch is going to get to the kitchen first and close the door.
For fuck's sake, Glitch.
You turn and you see that by that point, Declan has removed Remy the Second from the top of the vending machine and is trying to shake a candy bar out of it.
Just hit one of the buttons.
What? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't have money.
You don't need fucking money. Just put in one of the goddamn buttons.
What is this, goddamn motherfucking socialism? That's great. He'll push a button and a candy bar will pop out. He'll be like, food.
Oh my god. Can I get some water then, Glitch? Cause I am currently very dehydrated.
Glitch will come out of the kitchen, holding like an armful of water bottles. Hand one to Lorelai, yeet one at Declan.
Are there grenades in this vending machine?
Not yet. Put one next to Abe and Leland. And quietly slip into the room where Eve is working and leave like 3 water bottles within their reach because I don't think that they're going to be persuaded to actually take care of themselves in any other way, so at the very least I can keep them hydrated.
Can I, while that's happening, can I write some things down on the board?
Oh, yes. Bam. Boom.
Yes, murder board.
I think when you walk out, you see Laura's just kind of swaying in place and like writing on the board. I don't think anybody saw her write before, but she is writing with her left hand across the board. And she's gonna add things under like Marcus T. Spine.
Is he on here at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. He's
There
under...
he is. Yeah, found
yeah.
him. Nice. While you're doing that, Declan's gonna come up to Glitch and say, so I have a philosophical, moral, ethological problem, I think here, which sort of relies, I guess, on whether or not Eve has the unmitigated success, mitigated success, or fucking disaster, not success. And he's brought in with him like a whole ass like computer, like a big fucking machine, like a 1990s LAN party. Uh, he'll slam it down on the table.
Oh. What you got there, buddy?
Vail?
I'm sorry? They uploaded themselves?
It's not Vail. It's not Vail. Vail's in there, alive or dead or somewhere in between. Very different. This is the programming simulacrum of Vail. It's Vail's knowledge and whatever personality they decide to put in it. Instincts, I would imagine. It's Vail-ish.
I'm just going to breeze right past that for the moment because there are so many other things to think about. What do you want to do with it?
Normally, nothing. Vale. Uh, I he'll let that sentence just trail off. Declan will say, "What I don't know is while they were under the thing in the place, if they have knowledge, if Vail has knowledge that's useful to you, it's in here. Everything would have been uploaded. If you need some part of Vail before gestures sort of towards the room that Vail is recovering or not recovering in, I've got it here. But it's a little weird because, Vail.
Okay. Okay. Only slightly less mobile than our usual friend, I
This is
suppose.
Vail with a dex of 5.
Okay. Then I suppose we will figure it out when we need them. I think the biggest thing that they were run up against was trying to get a lock open, and I think that they figured that we can't with their skills at the moment.
I
Laura,
hear
yeah.
that. I just hear that and go, don't worry about that. I got that figured out. I'll explain here after a while.
No, you mentioned when you came running in right before I hit you with the Veil got taken line. I do remember
Yeah,
that. I've had
that fucking briefcase is gonna be open.
I've had a lot of time to stress.
Fair, same.
No, because you've been in the middle of everything. You haven't had time to stress. Now you get to stress. I've been stressing all night.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always stressed.
I don't understand that reference, but okay. I'm sorry.
That's an exception.
I had to
It's
do the
good.
meta version.
It's good. It's good. As this is conversations happening, Declan has grabbed another one of the markers from the murder board, brought it over towards the modem, towards the computer assemblage that he has brought in, and is going to label it Veil, and then think better of it and put a dash Veil-ish, and then think again, and then write "Do not enter" at the bottom, and then kind of shrug and say, "So I'm a mess, but I'm feeling a bit better because I had a candy bar and a third of a bottle of water. Um, should I, or do you want me to
Finish the sentence.
go stay?"
Stay. Your siblings hurt. You stay.
Declan will sit down. Time
And
passes. Yeah.
I will make sure that everyone has some form of protein, even if it's just like a protein shake.
At this point, Eve will emerge from Vale's room. I'll need a lot. Brain injuries are difficult at the best of times, and this is not, well, it's not physical. At least not from head trauma, and there is a chance that Vale will heal on their own. But there's a better chance if we help it along. The options are expensive cyberware and surgery, or we wait. I can't make that decision. And Eve will look at Declan. It's not my decision to make. And that decision doesn't have to be made immediately. But it will need to be made soon. And Eve will walk outside of the safe house, around kind of like a hidden corner, just not gonna talk to anybody. Light a cigarette, lean against the wall, look down at her clothes with a combination of Abe's blood, Leland's blood, Lore's blood. Look down at her hands, which are pristine and clean, and slowly slide down the wall. And start to cry.
The evening is cool, the fog is low, and the tears are hot as they roll down your face. Meanwhile, in the safe house, Leland, for once in his life, appreciates the intensity of the moment and will keep his mouth shut. He is sitting with you, Abe, drinking his drink slowly. Declan is looking around, just at no one in particular. He will ask, "Oh, what the hell am I supposed to tell Mom?" Jesus.
Look, kid, I don't know about your all family history and everything, but you have parents, obviously. Can't they chip in for this expensive cyber procedure and maybe help their kid not shuffle off this mortal coil?
Abe,
I'm gonna pretend that I'm not deeply offended by that question. This is me pretending with my face that I'm not deeply offended by that question. He'll sit back down again. I need Vail. You need Vail. I can't make this decision. Eve said that we can't make this decision. He'll kind of glance over at the machine at the center of the table. That is Vail's instincts and memories. We could ask them.
we could. I mean, we have ways to hook, I guess, that up to some of these screens and at least be able to talk to them.
You could hook it up to a screen. The thing, he'll slam his hand against the computer. It's got speakers. It's got a microphone. Basically, you could hear Vale. Vale could hear, or Vale-ish could hear you. Um, you could communicate. You could go in cyberspace. Either way,
I
up
can't.
to you.
I can't go into cyberspace.
One could go in.
Okay.
He'll drink a little bit more of the water.
I can. I don't know if it's my place to go in and talk to them.
Is it better to have it hooked to a screen so that we can all be there?
Computers are a little outside my realm.
Deck has enough skills to make it so. He can hook it up to the screens. It's not elegant. Declan will hit the computer a couple of times to get it running. That will feel kind of wrong.
Yeah, Glitch flinches every time he does that.
Veil's not the machine. Veil's in the machine. It's a subtle.
No, I know that. I also know that the machine is made up of circuits and wires and parts, and I'm terrified that you're going to break something.
Everything is already broken.
I'd like to not see it broken further.
Uh, Declan will get the machine up and running. Veil, what comes onto the screens, the multiple screens that's been hooked up to? Eve, I'd like you to pick the worst moment to come back in. You can decide when that is.
Vale's lock screen is a game. It's an organizing game where you have to fit everything into the Tupperware in order to unlock it. You have to make all the things, like all the shapes fit or whatever. And the items that are at the edges of the screen are a keychain with a bowl of spaghetti, a name tag that says Kevin, a heart-shaped eraser, a cassette tape, a chunk of something with a swirl of stars and galaxies in it, and a lipstick tube.
Sorry, I haven't recovered from that yet. It's going to take me a while to do so.
And at the bottom, there's a little counter that says 0 out of 3 until destruction.
Oh.
Who's going to play the game?
I am absolutely not. I have broken down crying on this channel before with a game like that. I'm not fucking touching that.
Does it... I guess this is a question for Vale. Does it look like this is going to be hard to organize, or is it literally like easy peasy lemon squeezy?
To be perfectly honest, Abe could probably do it very quickly because I think Abe has probably played a lot of Tetris before.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that that makes it harder for anyone else, but I think that of this crew, I think Abe specifically would probably be able to take a couple of minutes, even draw the shapes out on a piece of paper first, and figure it out.
Oh, okay, that's awfully specific.
The era of gaming before there were hints, right? The era of gaming where you had to bring your own piece of paper and pencil. It doesn't have to be Abe. Who's playing the game?
Oh, fuck. Oh, no! I'll have... Or we'll give it one try at least.
For those listening at home, everyone did the nose goes.
A
Can I
classic
get Vale
round
to
of
do
nose
it?
goes.
If it's just me who also doesn't, does Vale have to do it themselves?
Vale unlocks Vale's own game.
They
Lore,
totally
could you
would
give
too.
That's not an option.
Lore, could you give me an intelligence roll at a difficulty
God.
of like 4 or something?
Okay. Sam, I could probably do that. I am not smart. I'm okay. Intelligence what?
Just intelligence. No, there should be a
Fuck.
skill. Intelligence work.
You son of a bitch. God damn it, Sam. This is a straight roll for me. God. Click into the thing, please. Oh, 2d6. Please. Fuck. Roll 20, be nice to me. Oh, 10.
I was prepared to say 1 out of 3 until destruction. It's the game isn't hard. Playing the game while emotionally distraught is. That being said, after a couple of minutes of painstaking sorting, as the 0 out of 3 continues to blink at the bottom of the screen, you manage to sort the goods into the Tupperware, and the unlock screen passes to the next stage. Which is hopefully Veil. I mean, if you've got a whole thing prepared here longer, I'm not going to stop you.
I think this is the for lack of a better reference, I think this is the MODOK screen.
So
Something
yeah.
roughly resembling a raccoon in a hoodie suddenly like scurries into view and like blinks at you in that green toned old computer way.
Hey, Vail.
Hey, what's up?
So do you know what happened?
Hold on a second. You see a bunch of like binary code like whizzes past the bottom of the screen in a circle as the raccoon blinks, and then as it stops goes, according to my processing, it looks like something disrupted my biosignals. So I'm assuming that I'm the backup.
Yes, your body is not dead though.
Oh, gross.
We want to know what you would like us to do.
About what?
Eve says that there's a chance with a lot of prosthetics, wiring, the works, that you might be able to come back.
What exactly do you mean by come back? Because I'm currently here right now.
I mean, out in a
To your
human body. Humanish.
Those things are so unreliable.
Yeah, but hauling around this massive tower thing, unless we strap it to Reeves and give him a couple extra knives, is also inconvenient.
Oh, yeah. If I don't have thumbs, I'm not going to be able to finish upgrading him. That'd be a bummer.
He'd be sad.
Well, I mean, I never really thought this far, because honestly, I figured, the reason why this backup exists is because, if I kicked off, I wanted to make sure that somebody else could use all the dirt I've dug up on corpos over the years. So, you've got all the dirt.
Yeah.
Everything you need is here. I feel like you all are wanting me to say something different, which tells me that you've all already made the decision. You just need somebody less emotionally grounded to say it, which I'm really great at.
Just say the thing we're all fucking thinking, kid, already.
There's a USB somewhere in my stuff. Not sure where. You can probably also access it through this program that'll unlock all the extra Z's I've been hoarding up for raves. You can use those for whatever you need to. And, if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, between all of you and Declan, you can probably get past most of the safety jumps until you get to, like, the really dark web stuff. And then you're probably going to have to, like, call in somebody who's... Well, nobody's as good as me, but, like, I can give you, like, the printout list of, like, dead drops for people who are, like, almost as good as me so that you can hack into the rest of the back end.
Yeah.
Look, I already had the lowest dexterity quotient of anybody in the group, so I guess it's not going to make much of a difference if I don't come back full to rights.
That's when Eve walks into
1000% correct.
I'm sorry. What is happening? What is that?
Eve? Vailish. Vailish? Eve.
Why?
Because they uploaded...
It's the backup.
Why?
Didn't we talk about the backup? The raccoon blinks at you. Sort of. You can't really tell. It's just kind of on the screen.
Why is it on?
We needed to ask it, but we didn't like the answers that it said. So now
Ask
we're in
it
another
what?
impasse.
Ask it what, Declan? Ask it what?
The question you asked us, we were gonna...
That question is not for it. It's for you and your family. It is not Vail.
It's the best we have.
and it deserves a choice.
Is it telling you that it's okay for us to just leave them the way they are?
Yes, which come to think of it is predictable given how Vale's unique experience with mortality and the ownership of a body is. Could have seen that coming. Didn't, could have.
In the time that I've known them, they don't understand what it means to be loved. And I've tried. I have, but I need more time. I need more time.
Hey, Eve?
What do you want?
I wish you could have met my dad. But he was gone and he didn't get the option. And I figured that's just how it worked. So I guess if there's an option... Hey, I'm all about experimenting, right? Everything's a test. A, B. Which one gets the best response, yeah? You got a little of both. Maybe the meat sack works better this time, and if not, you got whatever nightmare piece of ancient tech Declan dragged in here that I presume is what you guys are viewing me on right now.
This is a classic.
Shut up, you know it sucks. I offered to build you a new one, you said no.
God. You sound just like them. Okay.
Hey, Eve, pick a password.
A
Type it-
password.
Yeah, type it in if you don't want anyone else to know it. I'm gonna key it to my bank account.
Okay. Eve will type in a password.
As quickly as the GM allows, you'll get a notice that 8,550 Z coin has been deposited into your account.
Very quietly, Declan will mutter something about having been cut out of the will. But just very, very quietly. I think maybe the closest person is Abe at this point, because Declan's got to kind of bury his head in his hands in the corner. So just quietly mutter like 8,500. Fuck. The money has come through. Vale's wishes have been. Vale's mind has been changed, or some version, some part of Vale has been persuaded that Vale is worth saving. Uh, is there anything else that needs to happen in this scene while we have Vale on the line?
I think when the emotional I wish you had met my dad thing happened, Lore kind of slips out, trying not to be noticed. And I think she tries to make her way to the roof of the safe house just to have a way.
Nice. The roof is several floors up, right? The safe house is underground, a hidden place in this apartment complex. You wend through the complex, you rise to the top, and you sit on the roof just beneath the level of the fog.
And I think she's just there. She just couldn't be in the room for that anymore.
Eve will look at the simulacrum of Vail and say, I'm glad whatever you are is here. But I don't ever want to see you again.
That's fair. No hard feelings. Oh, if you guys are activating this or trying to do something with my meat sack or whatever, though, you should make sure that it doesn't trigger the tell Declan to make sure that he like logs into the Go account to download the data packet, because otherwise it's going to send it to like 45 hackers who are all going to come pounding on your door to like get every piece of information you know about Corpus.
Oh,
Sorry, it's a failsafe in case of a failsafe, because I always figured that like if Declan got blown up before something happened to me, like we needed some like backup grounds.
Declan will poke his head from the other room and be like, almost happened. I fought a robot. It was crazy.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, good call. I'll do the thing and press the buttons, and 45 hackers won't be a problem.
40, prefer that. Um, do you have the coordinates for where you left Ackroyd?
Hang on a second.
I assume you drove that up to the hills.
A bunch of binary whizzes by, and then a bunch of coordinates pop on screen with probably some sort of little, line-based map. You can see the hoarder house a few blocks away that Ackroyd is parked outside of.
Oh. Yeah, of course they picked that one. That makes sense. I'm betting they haven't even noticed that it turned up. They're kind of weird.
You also have access by way of the system, if you need it, to the recording that Vail made while being dragged into your house, GlitchAngle. You're seeing on the screen, not the screens like the display screens, but the computer itself as code is whizzing past. That this has that recording. This has probably a recording of the conversation with Dr. Spine. All of that is built into this system before it's sent out.
She doesn't have the emotional courage right now to touch the Dr. Spine. But there's that glowing ember of rage and self-hatred that makes her open the one in her family's house.
Yeah, you see your mother glaring down her nose at Vale, looking at Vale as if Vale was dirt blown in by the wind. You recognize the expression. You've seen your mother cast it at others. Never you, of course, but certainly common people.
Just watch the whole recording, absolutely stone faced. And I think in like that there's a moment when anyone watching will be like, oh no, GlitchAngle really takes after her mom.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about the way her jaw's set that's just almost a mirror for a moment.
Absolutely. And then that feed cuts out as Vale gets beaten by your security guards. You get to watch that in first person.
Eve will look away as soon as she sees what Vail is taking.
Glitch does not allow herself to look away.
You've never seen a person take drugs the way that Vale takes drugs in that last moment. It's a wonder and a horror. It cuts pretty immediately from there to the Dr. Spine scene. It sounds like you're going to cut it off before that is allowed to happen.
Gotta turn that
Yeah.
off for the moment and just like, I can't right now.
The freeze frame then is on as Vale falls and is looking up at your mother looming over her, looming over them. Sorry.
I have some IV drip to go do, and Eve will go away and be with
Yeah. Is there anything else that needs to happen in this scene before the minutes turn into hours and the hours turn into days?
Glitch will watch as Eve goes into Vale's room and then quietly follow her. I'm not saying a word to Eve at the moment, but reach into her pocket and pull out the raccoon eraser and tuck it into Vail's hand. Don't you dare give up. And then turn and just books it out of the room. I'm not able to deal with emotions anymore right now. She also heads up to the roof, not knowing that Laura's up there. The roof is just a good place to be when you're dealing with emotions.
As all of that's panning out, I think Leland is going to turn to you, Abe, the last person in the room, maybe, and be like, "Well, I don't always know when I've overstayed my welcome, but I strongly suspect that this time I've done it." He'll sort of vaguely pat you on the shoulder, Abe, and say, "I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go."
Yeah. Appreciate you, cowboy. Before you go, Eve. Jesus, Abe. No, I didn't all of a sudden just change places with Johnny's.
Who are you?
It's
You are
Freakier
now
Friday, is what it is.
Season 2.
Abe hands Leland, I guess, his equivalent of a calling card. Listen, soldier, I have experience in, I think, some of the sewage work that you and your lot engage in. You ever need an extra gun? Sounds like we're going to need a lot of money to get the kid back up and running, so maybe call on me. Yeah?
He'll nod. He'll say, "We don't always have a lot of money, but I think you'll appreciate that we old men have to be soldiers so that, you know, the kids can be streamers, poets, thinkers, philosophers, influencers, whatever they call it these days."
Yeah. That's all people you and I are good for. In any case, you need some wet work done. Come calling.
"I hear you." He'll move towards the door, hand on the door, he'll turn back and say, Tell Lorelei I miss Galaxy every day."
All right?
And he'll leave.
And with that, Abe's actually just going to go ahead and retire back to his room. He figures he's about outlived his usefulness in this current moment, and he's just going to focus on getting better so he can be a little more useful for this lot next time.
On the roof, Glitch, Lore, is this companionable silence or a silence on two different sides of the roof? What's the scene? Sorry, that wasn't a binary choice. You can also talk to each other.
After the first set of stairs, Glitch is just running full out, just trying to get away from her thoughts, and just comes slamming through the door, and doesn't see Lore. Just as it is over at the edge of the roof, nails gripping into the brick. It's not brick here, because then the concrete that remains.
I think one jarring because I think Laura was just like smoking a cigarette, but also like straight up fat tear crying. And she's like, "Son of a bitch," and she like wipes away the tears, and she'll walk over and offer Glitch a cigarette. She knows she doesn't smoke, but in this moment, I think it's the only thing that Lauren knows what to do currently.
Yeah, Glitch is definitely startled when the cigarette like appears in her periphery. tears streaming down her face. Whatever makeup she's wearing at the time just absolutely ruined. And you kind of look and... Yeah, all right, why not? Sorry, I didn't know you were...
for you.
I didn't know you were up here.
Oh, no, it's fine. Is what it is.
Got a light?
Nope, I just do it with my mind. No, she flicks out a, like, lighter. God, do I have a light?
It's what you're supposed to ask. All the old movies say so. I don't know.
You've not seen a lot of those. I keep making references you keep not getting.
My family had a very specific
Set of skills? So does my uncle.
set of DVDs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
They prefer the old
DVDs are to this present what like LPs are to today, right? Like
Yeah.
you got collector DVDs, you dust them off for, fancy guests.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, what a fucking night. What a fucking day. How are you doing?
Fucking peachy keen.
Yeah, you don't have to lie, but also
I'm
you're kind
being-
of bad at it, so like
I'm actually really good at lying. I'm just being sarcastic.
eh.
And Glitch will take a drag and immediately start coughing. Which does
Okay,
not help
not-
the tear situation at all.
Not that deep. Jesus Christ. What are you doing? You take little starting out. Whoa.
I've never tried one, let's say.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to work into this slowly.
Uh,
But also, maybe don't make it a habit. I thought I had it broken, but apparently not. Here we are.
well, you and everyone else in this building, apparently. And Glitch take a much more careful drag.
It... Sometimes, under high-stress situations, your body craves something that you haven't had in a while. Mine happens to be nicotine. Wish it wasn't. But the other thing would have been a lot worse, and I would not have been ready to do what I did tonight. Also, next time you strap a fucking speaker to my chest, can you tell me?
You wouldn't have let me.
I'm pretty reckless. I probably would have let you do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Fair point. I didn't think there would be a doctor there that I knew, and there wasn't, but I
understand.
thank you. And I'm sorry.
Sorry? For what?
This is my fault.
Oh, honey. This is not your fault. Eventually we all fall to a corpo.
It didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to be to my fucking parents. It didn't have to be to the doctors who did whatever the fuck they did to me as a child. And Vail went up there because I was stupid enough to tell you all who I actually am. They would have never known where to go otherwise.
Lorelai gently takes your hands. Blaming yourself doesn't help. I would know. I've been blaming myself since I was 12.
Just means you're good at it.
Sure. But we got Vail out. We set a fucking hospital on fire.
Well, it looked pretty empty, minus the hot lady and the doctor.
Oh God, she was so fucking hot. I was so excited for later. We're not gonna get into that.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. For one thing, we all make choices. And Vail made a choice. Vail made a choice to try and figure out something that would help you.
Yeah.
Maybe in a not great kind of way, but we all three made a choice today that broke our group. We were not at our prime for this. We managed because I owe favors and know a lot of people. But I also made a bunch of mistakes today, too. You asked me earlier what happened, whose blood was on my hands. I went to the Jacks to get a body.
Oh.
They wanted Nightingale dead or alive, so I gave them her dead.
Yeah, that works, I guess.
Yeah. And
What
now I have
happened?
money.
What happened between they want Nightingale dead and now I have money?
Two newer members of the Jacks decided I was better off. The Jacks were better off if I was turned in. I don't know if that turn in was for Nightingale or if it was something else. I wouldn't think it was Nightingale. The only people who knew I was that was here. And the one person that helps me get my identities when I need them. I would assume that none of you would have turned that in.
Obviously not.
I would have assumed that if you were going to turn that in, you wouldn't have done it through the fucking Jacks of all people.
No, I guess if we're going to stab you in the back, at least we'll have the decency to do it to your front. I don't know.
Sure. They decided to bring up my brother. A pretty touchy subject for me. That turned into a fight. A fight that one of them lost. And the other one ran away like a bitch. And the only reason that he is not dead as well is because my mentor stopped me.
Why is that a mistake?
Because I don't know what bridge just got burned with the Jacks. If it has been burned.
I mean, it seems like if it has, they burned it first.
They burned it before I even joined them. They welcomed me in, knowing what they did to my brother.
Which was?
Shot him full of bullets and then turned in his body to somewhere in Cal. And my mentor saw him take a breath after that. Maybe. Now, I could be drawing conclusions where there aren't any. I could be drawing lines to you and him when that isn't even a thing. Maybe something else. Maybe Heinrich was wrong.
But that's Weird.
Too coincidental?
To be coincidence.
Right.
Fuck.
I eventually will be reaching back out to Heinrich. He is not a contact that I actually want to burn. I actually do appreciate the stuff that he has done for me, but I was too mad in the moment and too worked up in my own emotions. But fuck. What kind of fucking sadistic motherfucker takes in somebody looking for a person that they fucking murdered?
Maybe someone who saw potential.
Frustrating.
Yeah, well. I have heard most of my life that you don't discard a tool so long as it's useful.
I'm wondering how much money was actually offered for Kieran then, because I highly doubt he outweighed his usefulness for them.
I suppose it depends on who wanted him and why.
Right.
If it was Dr. Spine, Dr. Nguyen. Who knows? I just know that my body's really weird now. In a way that I hadn't
Usually
expected.
happens with puberty, but sorry, I couldn't help myself.
You're fine.
I deal with shit with jokes.
I've noticed.
Can't all be serious all the time, right?
Didn't think we'd ever scratch below the jokes to get the serious.
It's kind of awful, actually.
Ain't it just?
So my other lead is, do I just go beat the shit out of my own father until he answers all my questions? Because as my only living parent that I know of, I don't know what he knows.
I mean, I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm Parent Issues, the walking person.
You want to beat him up with me? Get some of that frustration out?
I'm really bad at punching things. I don't know if you know this. I'm kind of like...
Fine.
I'm a geek. I can stab things, but I don't think you want that.
Well, it depends. I don't know. I honestly, I have to go back to his place soon anyway, or it's not going to be good for me.
Well, if you want company, whether to help beat him up or hold you back,
I don't think that's a good idea.
Your call.
But anyway, the money that I have now is from turning in Nightingale, so don't have that alias anymore. She's dead. Sucks because we could have used the drugs. The other thing I found out is there's some sort of gang war going on right now. Or about to. Something's about to break out. Is it all related? Is it corpo sabotage to get people fighting? Is it... Who the fuck knows? But at this point, probably something we need to look into eventually.
Eventually. That's...
The last thing we need in the city is to then have gang war, because that is going to hurt more people and it's going to make it harder for us to get information we need and jobs.
The cigarettes are running low on this scene, and some of this conversation will probably
Sure.
benefit with the rest of the group being part of it as well. So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask if there's anything else that's going to happen on the roof here as the fog lowers in.
No, I think after a while, you're I almost said my character's wrong name. Uh, Lorelai is gonna be like, I'm going to bed. Fuck this.
Yeah. Glitch will stay up there a while longer by herself, finishing off the cigarette and perching on the edge of the building, just watching.
You watch the city breathes around you as if it does not even know what has happened this night. And in this moment of rest and restlessness, let's take ourselves a 5 to 10 minute break.
Let's do that. All right, folks, we'll be back very shortly. Hang tight to see what fresh fuckery we get into next. Truly. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to the Fae Realm. We've all taken the opportunity to blow our noses, wipe our tears, refill our drinks. We hope that you have done the same. Sam, over to you.
You know this. The pain doesn't go away, especially while the splinter is still in the flesh. But the skin does regrow around it, and you learn to put the pain in the background, continue living your life to a certain extent. The drive-ons move through the streets, the fog rolls overhead, and time passes. I know that we have a couple of objectives as a group that have been put on the table. I know that Lore has a couple of family members worth looking into. I know that there is a briefcase sitting under the table that we may now have the resources to start to address. Somewhere behind the scenes, Eve, you are able to get the basic materials that you need to keep Vail alive in this state of alive. Bit by bit, we watch a montage as more medical equipment filters its way into Vail's room, which looks something like the homier version of a hospital. A hospital with the loving touch of these misfits coming and visiting from time to time, making it a little bit more livable. What I want to ask is, are there any other immediate things in the couple of days after, as Abe heals, as Lore heals, as the mundane healing happens, before the big meeting about what are we going to do next, that needs to happen?
The only thing that I would like to do is just start kind of putting feelers out for other safe houses in different areas. Because with that focus, I think is what it is. I can have up to 4, I believe.
Is it one per level? That's fantastic.
I
believe you.
think it's 1 per level, but I will have to let me look at that
No,
again.
no, no.
real
Yeah,
quick.
we can do that right now.
Yeah.
Uh, this is buried in this text somewhere. Can't have more. Yeah, their character level. You can have 4 safe houses. Holy shit.
Yeah, and I hadn't done that since we started with the first one, so I was like, we've had so much heat that if one gets burned, I would like there to be an easy transition to another one.
I will mark your first safe house on the map, which is a thing you should never do with safe houses. You are here, give or take. Is there a particular neighborhood you'd like to be looking at for your second safe house?
What a great question, Sam. We're in Wokeland currently.
Near the edge between Wokeland and Deep East.
Yeah. I think we would probably want to go maybe downtown, just have them spread a little bit far, but not too far away kind of situation. Um, just to have like we have one on this region, one on this region kind of situation.
Absolutely. There is an area of downtown that has gone through waves of dereliction and gentrification over and over again, like the tides coming and going. But you're able to find a likely prospect in a part of town known as Soma. We'll put it, that's not it. We'll put it there-ish.
Okay.
Like your current safe house, it's underground. There's not a lot of windows. You think that this was maybe a like a corner store at one point before literally the city rose up around it and the entire layer that this city used to that this building used to occupy was now underground. You can get the vague idea of streets that are moving past it, but in the flickering fluorescent lights of this once corner store, you can start setting up your next refuge.
Okay. I think that'll be slow going. I don't think that's something I'm actually gonna have done it in a week. I think I'll slowly build it up over time.
Absolutely. I'll put it on the map for now so we all remember. And
Okay.
at some dramatically appropriate point, you can unveil it for the rest of the group.
Okay.
Um, Anything else in the immediate couple of days following before the big group meeting?
I think.
I guess mechanically speaking, how much does Abe get to heal per day? Or are we just gonna?
It's one per day. I don't know if we're gonna have missions before you're fully healed. Um, let's say that 3 days happen before the big meeting. Does that sound reasonable?
That's reasonable.
Yeah, so everyone who's down hit points can heal 3 hit points.
I
And
do want to put
remember,
out there
yeah,
that Abe conspicuously does not leave his room for the entirety of that 3 day span.
it's worth remembering as well. You will lose three system strain, so one per day. And if you do need healing before going on a mission, Eve can still patch you up at the expense of system strain, right? So you don't have to go out on a mission at 1 hit point if you don't want to. I think Glitch had a thing, and then Eve. Glitch, tell me.
I want to. Let me make sure I'm. Yeah. I have like 5 buttons open at any given time. I want to reach out to one of the members of the Glitch Army, one of the more upper members, and ask them to. Basically, I want to have credentials that I wouldn't think of, a name of a username and a password, to drop a message to Bug, just to let him know I'm alive.
Hmm. Yeah, that can be set up basically through intermediaries. You're telling Bug that you're still alive.
Yeah,
Or yeah, or by way of a false name. Yeah, you
yeah.
can definitely set that up. The contact in your glitch army will say, "Hey, um, just wanted to, several people on the forums were curious, and in the comments were curious. Is the old man is Ronan okay? We haven't seen him recently. He wasn't in the stream. He wasn't at the party. You didn't lose the old man, did you?"
I never would. He's fine. Just tripped and sprained his ankle. Old men, they do that.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah.
No, he's
Because
fine.
like his numbers are great.
Yeah, this is all typing, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like people show up to see him do his badass shit.
Oh, I know. Best collaboration of my life.
Smiley face. But you've gained the information you need to send a message to Bug. Anything else?
Yeah, that's just drop the message to him using like some keyword that would be completely innocuous to anyone else looking in, but would tell him that it's actually me. Something from our
Sure.
childhood.
Absolutely. Yeah, you send the message, you get a response kind of roundabout to that same way, which is just shocked face, and then thumb up.
It's about what I expected, but at least the one person in my family that I care about knows that I'm. I was going to say okay, but that's not correct. Alive, at least.
Eve.
Eve is staying at the safe house. Usually sleeping on the floor or near Vail. And when there is a moment where no one is around, we'll turn on Vailish.
Baelish boots up.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Can I see the footage of the hospital, please?
Are you okay with seeing it? I'm not at my best. I don't know that you've ever seen me at my best, but it's maybe close to my worst.
Can it be any worse than what you are in there?
Based on how you've reacted, probably not. But, I'm not going to be offended if you can't watch the whole thing.
No, I need to know what happened. Maybe there's a clue in there somewhere about you or...
Yeah, sure. No. It's booting up now. Once you're done, make sure you drink of water. There's probably a casserole in the fridge. If it hasn't gone bad, you should heat that up and eat it too. Better than anything grass worker, promise you.
I feel like you're taking my job.
Huh? No, I just want to make sure Mom's food doesn't go bad. I'm assuming you guys kicked Declan out and told him that you moved the safe house so he doesn't try to come back or anything.
I don't know, that's all on lore. Honestly, I haven't really done very much, except for...
I'm pretty sure that you've probably been doing more than anybody knows, and you're just trying to downplay your achievements. Yeah, you think I don't know what your deal is.
Sure.
This
is starting to get a little uncanny valley, sweetheart.
I don't think you realize how much time I've spent programming this to try to replicate my baseline responses. I've also spent the most time around you, so, the trigger keywords are probably a lot more real seeming. If it gets too weird, there's a button up here. You see the raccoon points, and then there's a little pop-up that pops up that says, please default to base AI protocol. If you hit that one, it'll just go to much more like your basic kind of robotic, non-emotional voice, and you won't see the avatar and everything. If that's easier to deal with,
no. That feels like... No.
Two more pop-ups come up. One is the pop-up of basically the desktop file to click on to see the video footage. And the other one, it looks like an icon for another game, and it's just labeled gaming and chill beta version. This one's the video. This one's if you need something kind of mindless to do after you watch it. If that's too much and it's overwhelming, I find it's really helpful. It's I don't really meditate, but it's my version of meditation, mostly when you take my drugs away.
Another time. You don't have any drugs now, do you?
I mean, you're the doctor. You'd know better than me.
I might be a doctor, but I'm no good with computers.
Well, that's really easy. Click this one, and then when it's done, click this one.
Okay, and Eve will click on the video, and we'll watch the video of Vail's interrogation. And as she watches the video, she's looking for any information in the room that Vail might not even have noticed that Eve would understand. So any kind of readouts about Vail's condition, any information, any tells that Mark, there's something about Dr. Spine that reminds Eve of the way that the people she grew up around behaved. So she's looking for anything about Dr. Spine that rings familiar, or any medical information that Vale saw but did not understand.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to make you roll for that because you can essentially painstakingly watch this video over and over again if you have to. There
And they
are
will.
hard things. Yeah, there are hard things about watching this video. One is this stream. One is out of the corner of Vale's eye, out of the corner of the recording device, you can see on a reflective surface Vale the entire time. You can see the condition that Vale is in. And like if you manage to just ignore or blot out that corner of the screen, it's fine. But like unless you physically cover it up, you can always sort of see the husk of Vale strapped in, plugged in, drugs pumped through Vale. You can see it at all times. That being said, the good information that you're able to get here. One, they did, Dr. Spine did, essentially save Vale's life. Vale got beaten heavily by the bludgeons at the estate. More importantly, the drug cocktail was extreme. Vale took some pretty serious shit. And in a fatal, nearly fatal combination. So whatever reason, when they rushed Vale here, Spine plugged Vale in, pumped mostly Avalanche, but several drugs into Vale's system to keep them going. You can see the readout that says that there is a truth-telling serum. You can catch the lie that somehow Vale slipped through that serum, despite the fact that it was pumped through their veins. Maybe just out of sheer drug-addledness, Vale was able to pull that off. But a couple of other things worth seeing. One, there are moments when Vale is unconscious, where Vale is still recording. And during those moments, you can see Spine occasionally talking to someone off screen, essentially. Nurse, someone else. You can't hear the other voice. Maybe Spine's talking into a phone of some kind, talking to someone who's not even here. But the tenor of the conversation is essentially, we'll get whatever we can out of this one. And hopefully we'll be able to trade them back for the missing beta for Miss Van Ness. Ideally, and there's a pause, clearly someone off screen is saying something, and then Dr. Spine's voice will say something along the lines of, well, ideally, Miss Van Ness will come voluntarily. We can return her home to her parents. Maybe even talk her into a discretion insurance unit. We'll get everything back under wraps. If that doesn't work, we have to do things the hard way. Disappear her so hard that we can plausibly claim that we were wrong, that Miss Van Ness never reappeared in the first place. Yes, I recognize that that is serious damage control mode. Yes, I recognize that we will have to eliminate every person who she has talked to about this. Well, the voice will continue. Call in your guy. He's the best in the business. That's the new information that you've gotten out of there.
Okay.
Ask me more questions though, because I got distracted by that side. Any medical things, any other things you were looking for?
I think that when two things, yeah. I think that when Eve is watching and sees Vale
somehow defy a truth serum to lie, it takes Eve a minute. She's crying again. um and Eve will go back over the moment where Dr. Spine is talking to somebody else. um I don't. So you said that it was mostly Avalanche that went into Vail, and then that truth serum.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that there's
And
any other. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
so and the Avalanche was continuing to flush too. So Avalanche usually gives you 10 hit points for an hour, but like as the hour was getting up, they were putting more in to essentially keep Vale alive at this arbitrary number of hit points. Once it unplugged, once the hour was done, Vale was going to collapse. You think again, it was only this system that was keeping Vale alive for long enough for you to get them in the first place. They really seem to be putting a lot of eggs in this basket of trading Veil for Glitch in some way.
Okay.
After about the 15th or 20th time that Eve watches this video, I think it gets to one of those like replay points that you've pulled the like slider back and watched over and over again, and suddenly there is a pop-up that comes up that says, I'm sorry, in order to proceed, you must take time for yourself. And a little game pops up, and it is a game. You use the arrow keys to drive a little Roomba with a knife to stab a bunch of little, like, targets that pop up on what looks like the ground map of a Winnebago. And on the side, there's like a little thing. Eve would recognize this. It is probably things that Eve has taught Vale, which is like little breathing exercises that are like, inhale, like square breaths and things like that you're supposed to do as you play the game.
Fuck. I was watching that.
You can see that there's a high score counter. And it says best score, whatever, and it's got like Vale's name next to it, like the high score table. It looks like you have to beat the high score to proceed. The high score is like 4, so.
I want to swing around real quick and say, Abe, from your room, you've probably been, because you've been in the safe house, right, Eve? Like, you've probably been hearing this video play over and over again as well as
Yeah.
you are conspicuously lying in bed. You don't have to get out of bed. I was just going to put on the table that you're here and you have this knowledge.
I'm here. I have this knowledge. But if you don't mind me setting the scene in Abe's room for a bit, right?
Please do.
Because again, since what went down, Abe's been conspicuously absent from the goings on of the broader group, right? Ostensibly healing, yes, sure, but we notice a few things going on in the room. One, the mirror looks like it's been punched, right? Who knows? Two, a lot of those data pads that had that person of interest's name cross-reference with other databases, etc., have been smashed. And next to Abe's bedside, you see a bunch of empty vials and a near future hypodermic syringe type contraption loaded up with one of these doses of what we'll call, I don't know, prosium. And for the people in the audience who get that, God bless you. But that's where I want to leave it for now.
Gonna do some quick Googling. No, after in a game. Yeah, Abe's in a bad way. Eve, I assume you do you complete the game?
Eve will step away, throw a pillow at the computer, at Vailish, because Vailish is not answering them. For good reason. And then go back and play the game.
Nice. And so the time passes, and 3 days, and 3 hit points, and 3 system strain later, the group reassembles. I think somewhere in here, probably Ackroyd has been picked up, or are you leaving that where it was?
I would suggest getting Ackroyd out of there, but giving it a little bit of time so that in case someone knows that Declan is related to Vail, doesn't ping quite as quickly.
Yeah, somewhere near the end of that 3 day span, you can rescue the car, rescue the second mascot, other than Remy the second. Um, and let's set the scene. Abe's at home in his room. Eve has been basically living here. Lore, Glitch, who's showing up first? What's the mood as we're coming into meeting day?
I think Lore, because she also kind of lives at the safe house.
Mhm.
But I think during that time, the 3 days, she did go home. But it was that awkward, we're not talking situation.
Sure.
Because she doesn't know how to approach that yet. Um, she's gonna leave Eve to do what Eve needs to do with Vale, but she is gonna like knock on Abe's door because she hasn't seen the old man. She's worried about the old man. I don't think she's seen him come out to even eat something, so I think she has like food with her.
All right. And does Lorelai knock?
Yeah, but more like a police kind of knock, like you better open the fucking door.
And almost as if on cue, you are presented with Abe, who is in his full dress uniform, his beret, and whose face is maybe lacking that old joviality that you have become accustomed to. It's devoid of the warmth and the knowing wink and nod. Mortimer, or sorry, Mortimer.
Abe, are you okay?
I'm operating at 100% efficiency, ma'am. What are
No,
your
no, no.
orders?
Absolutely not. She like will gently take his hands and take him to the sofa and set him down. This isn't you.
ABW 5102.
No. No. Abe. This is not you. This is not who you wanted to be. This is not the conversation that we had.
I recall the conversation we had.
What do you recall?
I recall that you had told me that I was more than what I have been doing over the past 4 decades or so.
Correct. You are.
And then I also recall, in trying to indulge those other impulses, we almost lost a comrade. Is that not correct?
We did. But you did not have to be involved in the extraction. That does not need to be you. You do not need to be this person. You came
Based
back.
on the operational analysis I took after the action, the team was working at only 75% of its efficiency without ABW 5101776. Had I been there, I believe we would have been able to extract Operative Vail with no incident.
Is Abe looking Lore in the eye at all?
No, Abe he's staring out into space. He's zonked right now.
She gently takes his face between her hands and goes, Abe.
Mortimer.
I cannot have you like this. We have one person down. This isn't you. Please. Don't do this.
I'm only doing what I believe to be the correct course of action for the group. I was compromised, you see. I went off on my own to look for somebody. Somebody who does not matter. Somebody who prevented me from focusing on the mission.
Abe.
All soldiers of the United States are required to take their daily prosium allotment in the view of suppressing emotions that could compromise mission efficacy. I only thought that this was the appropriate course of action to take given what had happened to Operative Vail.
You are not a soldier of the United States anymore. And if you want to know what my order is, I want you to get rid of all of that.
Abe stares at Mortimer blankly. I'm afraid I cannot do that, ma'am.
You asked what my order was. Are you going to deny a order then?
If it means accomplishing the greater mission, I'm compelled to.
Then I will do it for you. And she starts going to his room.
Abe doesn't move to stop her.
Okay. Is it easy to find all this shit?
Oh, I mean,
Or have you?
Abe does not have very many possessions in his life. Anything that Abe has to his name is probably either in his rucksack or strewn across the sink, which is also bloodied, and the nightstand or the bed itself.
Yeah, it's a small fucking room.
Lore will gather up all of the drugs that he has in the room. The vial that he showed her, she will take the one that he held up and she will flush all of it before she comes back to the sofa and goes, "How long does this take to wear off?"
The prosium amount or allotment is daily, but suppressive effects should last up to a week, even in between doses. We'll have until that long, until I return to suboptimal operational condition. And then I will be of no use to you anymore.
You were not suboptimal. Fuck. God damn it, Abe.
What are your orders, ma'am?
I have no orders for you. I just want you to be you.
Then if that's the case, I believe that during my last action, I was stripped of certain weaponry and armor. Unfortunately, the local currency that I was furnished with was also absconded with by the miscreants who assaulted me. With your permission, I would like to resupply.
I will get you what you need.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything else?
She gives him his food and then, like, just goes, "Go back to your room. Eat food, drink water. Get better."
Very good.
Sometime around here, I think the place is small enough that Eve is certainly potential to walk in, and the answer to your question, Alondra, is yes. I guess my question is going to be between Eve, Glitch, and anything else. Is someone going to walk in before Abe goes into his room and shuts his door? Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen the old man in a while, and hearing his voice, I would come out of Vale's room towards the end of that conversation and just watch Abe pass by blankly.
Although
And
Abe does take that opportunity to meet your gaze, and then blankly, and then he turns back to close his door.
Lore,
Yeah.
what was that?
That was Abe trying to be a better soldier and taking some suppressant drug that the United States gives their soldiers to make them more efficient. We have a week before he becomes him again, and he thinks he's suboptimal at that point.
Okay. Does he have any more?
No, I flushed it.
I think I know the combination of the cocktail of what he was taking, and it's hard to feel. And sometimes it's easier not to.
I know.
Eve will hold out her hand to Lore.
She takes Eve's hand.
And Eve will pull Lorelai into a hug.
She will hug her back.
It's not an interruption to that moment, but after that moment settles, I think the glitch comes in.
Yeah, I think she comes in at the tail end of the hug and kind of takes in the situation. Fill me in on what I missed later, I guess.
I mean, we could fill you in now.
Okay.
And she will say the same thing that she said to Eve.
I doubt that Abe will be joining us. But what did he say? ABW something?
Yeah, I think she would rattle it off a little bit, maybe miss one or two of the numbers.
You want me to look that up for you?
Jesus.
Whoa.
Yes, please.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to eavesdrop or anything. I was just trying to gather data. I didn't realize. Yeah, never mind. Let me look that up for you. The raccoon disappears and a bunch of binary starts running across as the search engine runs.
Lorelai is shaking.
Vailish, you'll discover what others have discovered before you, which is that Abe is a ghost. ABW 5101776. Like, you know, the registry existed somewhere in the United Statesian Army, but any specific details about who that was or what actions he took, if I'm remembering your ability right, Ray, are just totally non-existent, even with the extent of Vail's hacking ability.
Nope, certainly not available on any of the nets Vail-ish would be able to access. Unless they want to go ahead and go to Washington, D.C. and find where the paper copies are stored. Abe is a ghost.
Season 3!
The operators go east.
I think what Vailish returns then is an explanation, basically like the equivalent like darknet Wikipedia explanation of this is how you erase your identity from the net to such a point that even hackers can't find it.
Right. I'm fucking emotionally compromised.
And Vail and he will just continue to laugh.
Do you want to do some drugs about that? I've got some.
I think in fairness, all of us are in some level of emotionally compromised. So, I think we do what rich kids are best at and pretend that they don't exist and go keep on other anyway. Look, I don't do drugs or anything like that, but I know about Prosium. Some of my fellows took it.
Do we want ABW 555 to join us?
I can't even look at him. He talks like a robot. He is not Abe. I will not be able to hold it together.
Okay.
Because that means we've lost 2.
We haven't lost him.
As of right now,
He's stepped
he
away
is
for the moment. He's not gone.
yes.
Hey, Eve.
Yes.
I don't know if this is going to be helpful right now, but you should probably know in case it is. If you go to Ackroyd, under the passenger seat, you reach under, you find the spring that moves the seat forward and back.
Yeah.
Behind that, there's a box. That's the big stash. There's 3 more doses of Madeline in there.
You do realize what I'm going to do with all of that.
You can take it up with Declan.
It's mine
He got it
now.
for me at cost. You should give it back to him and let him resell it on the market. You're going to need the money.
Are we?
Depends on how much all of this is going to cost. So, yes, probably.
I'm not a brain surgeon, but I'm
Yet.
certainly no cyberdoc. But I
Yet.
estimate about... Can you...
Sorry.
I estimate about...
Vail goes into sleep mode.
No,
you get back
no,
here.
no.
You get back here, you little fuzzy.
Eve will like zhuzh the mouse and wake Vailish up. It's just weird, okay? Because when Vail comes back, I'll have to have these conversations all over again, and it's weird, okay?
No, you don't have to. You can literally just plug me into them. The meat sack, and just download all of this, and it's not going to be a problem. You can like fast track that.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay. Weird. Anyway, I'm not a cyberdoc
Useful.
or a brain surgeon, but 15,000 Z's. Where the hell are we gonna get that? I mean, I've got 8.
The camera turns to Lorelai.
So, you all came in to me washing blood off of myself last night before things got hairy. 3 of us went off on our own, right? I went to see the Jacks.
Mm-hmm.
There was a hit out on Dr. Nightingale. They wanted her dead or alive. I provided her dead.
What?
Correct. I faked a death. And I turned her in. A little bit of cost to me. I had to give some people, or one person, some money. But I currently have about 49,000 Z's.
Oh, sweet. That's totally enough to flush Abe's system and get him back to normal.
How much is that gonna hold on? There's a few things I want to use this for as well, but how much is that gonna be, Vailish?
The binary starts spinning as
Yeah.
Baelish is running
I mean,
numbers.
flushing the drugs out. Let me look at a pharmaceutical list here in this here game. Honestly, with the intention to flush the drugs out of Abe's system, the hardest part would be like either convincing Abe to
Sure.
put the injection in him or holding him down to put the injection in him, depending upon where your morals exist in that.
Eve is very strong.
It's true. It's surprisingly true,
I
but it's
love how
true.
close you lean to your microphone to say that.
I worry about how Abe is gonna feel about the group
No,
doing
yeah.
shit like that.
Out of character, not gonna do that.
And that would be
Yeah,
a
yeah.
conversation we have out of character with Ray,
Yes.
so that we're not
Mhm.
taking away player agency, because that is, even though I took your drugs, you know what? I did that. I'm sorry. Hold on, I fucked up.
To be fair,
We all have safety tools. It's cool. We know what we're doing here.
So, yeah.
also in an out of character moment, like Vailish would offer to talk to Abe, because Vail at least had a connection with Abe.
Sure.
I will say that it will cost no more than 1,000 Z's, possibly less depending upon how crinkly you want the drugs to be that you would theoretically flush through Abe, but like the maximum it would count. You know.
That is a terrifying description of drugs.
That's not what I would like to do. If I'm gonna flush drugs out of Abe's system, it's gonna be with the good shit.
Right,
so that
maximally
there's
1,000 Z's then.
Okay.
While we're talking money, I'm going to drop one more dollar sign at your table, which is so you know the rough amount for getting Vale on the path of recovery, the rough amount for getting Abe on the path of Abehood. You don't know for sure how much money this would cost, but now that you're in the tens and twenties of thousands of Z's throwing around as spending money, like getting into the briefcase itself, just taking it to the most skilled mechanics in the land in all of Silcent and Sil East, that will cost somewhere in the tens of thousands, but certainly not in the hundreds of thousands. So it's plausible that that is within reach as well. That's right, audience. This is an episode about how we're going to spend our money. Capitalism. It's a shopping episode, but we're shopping with feelings.
Yes.
The strongest currency.
So I think I would ask Vailish, could you look into how much it would cost to get a good engineer to open this briefcase for us?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Also, how much did Vale send to you, Eve?
About 8,000 Z's.
That gives us quite a lot to work with.
It does.
We need our hacker. That's the thing that we need. We need our Abe, but that will wear off. And I don't know how he'll feel if we forcibly give him a drug.
Let me talk to him.
What?
Well, before that,
Let me talk to him.
Before that, I need to know money for briefcase.
Money for briefcase. Vale, roll me please. Vale-ish, roll me please a connect and intelligence skill. Audience, you might be thinking, did Sam create a whole subsystem for this? And the answer is no. It's just a normal skill roll.
Sorry.
Turns out the easiest way to deal with a player deciding to try to off themselves is to just let them upload their consciousness into the computer, since that's their entire character in the first place.
For prospective DMs, this is called the path of least resistance.
Sorry, I'm just making sure my syntax is actually set. It's gonna be a 9.
Straub. Okay, so there's a lot of fixers in the sense of mechanics in the Silicon, in the free state of Silicon, but the person whose name you're seeing again and again in terms of legendary skills and also relative discretion is a person by the name of Osiris Phase. Osiris Phase is known as the best of the best. You would imagine this would cost you somewhere between... You got a 9. I'll give you a narrow range. Somewhere between 50 and 60,000 Z's. Maybe he could be talked down.
Uh, a wild question, but given the context in which I've uploaded all of my consciousness and history into this computer, I'll ask it anyway. And we can resolve this later if we need to. Do I have any, maybe, I don't know, more directly personal connection to Osiris Phase, or think that I might through my dad's job?
Ooh.
And we can talk about this.
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we can talk about this later if we need to, because I know that a lot of my family stuff is only like moderately defined. But
Yeah. I would never say no to a question like that. Absolutely.
okay, then that the binary spin will stop running. The raccoon will pop back up and just be like, right. So the guy you're gonna want to look for is Osiris Phase. Most of the reports I'm seeing on the down low are like 50 to 60, but this is a weird one. I don't know how this works right now, but I think I might have a better in that might be able to get you a discount. Unsure, unclear. Gotta explore some more of the wires in the net, but might be able to get you a better hookup. He's definitely like, I can do the code breaking, but he's way better at the engineering. They didn't get pronouns, just got a name, Osiris Phase. But yeah, you should do you want me to
Oh,
put
let's
out
get
some
pronouns. I'm gonna specify on pronouns. Fae
Okay.
fair pronouns.
Fair. Yeah. So,
Ah.
Fair's, yeah. So, Fair's the best. I
Okay.
can put out some discreet feelers, which is honestly especially great for you guys because right now, if they try to trace me, they're not gonna get shit because I don't exist.
Sure.
You get the equivalent of a maniacal computer laugh for like 2 seconds, and then it like stutters and shuts down, and then you just go, sorry, I was experimenting with some programming. That was a bad sound clip. We're not gonna use that anymore.
The evil villain laugh is weirdly apropos.
If you don't mind putting out some feelers, because that is more money than I have.
I'm also pretty persuasive, so
And
there's trade.
Let me see if I can get a point of contact, and then all y'all with the actual like charisma can like talk to the guy.
And thumbs.
You don't gotta rub it in like that. Jeez. That's
Hey,
why I gave
maybe
you an
we can-
eraser.
Maybe we can program your new cyberware to give you charisma, and then you'll
More
have
thumbs?
back.
Oh, okay, never mind.
More thumbs. I love that.
Not gonna lie. Charisma never comes up in my day-to-day life, but being able to not trip over my own feet by looking at them would be super cool if you're like doing body mods.
Good to
Noted.
know.
I will also just throw out there in the monetary side of things. If I mobilize the glitch army, I can probably get about 8,000 pretty easily.
Okay.
And I've got some of my own. So
I know the briefcase is important.
Is.
it's
I would
something.
I'd like cyberware is going to take some time. I can only maintain what we have for so long before I need more.
Yeah, no, I am in full agreement. Briefcase is important. The plan with the briefcase, with the money, was to get the briefcase open. But
I'm sorry,
Play-
continue.
no, it's fine. But plans change when needs happen. And she'll look at Glitch. Are you okay if we don't open the briefcase now?
I've waited this long. Vail's
Okay.
more important.
Abe's first importance.
I think we have a more pressing issue.
Are you going to talk to him? Because I can call him out here if you wanna try to persuade a soldier boy to let us stick him full of not drugs.
That conversation I just heard, is that what it's like talking to me?
No.
Sometimes.
No.
Sometimes.
No, yes.
No, that's...
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let me talk to him.
Not that bad, though.
Yeah, it's pretty that bad.
What were you going to say, Eve?
It's a whole other thing. I watched the video, the recording of Vail
Too many times, guys. Lots
in
of
the
hugs.
hospital. Vailish, just
It goes to the sleep screen again.
GlitchAngle will pass by the computer, wiggle the mouse, sit down next to Eve, and just sling an arm around her shoulders.
The important part is Spine talked to someone while Vail was out. I don't know who. And I couldn't hear who. They were gonna try, and he was gonna try and trade Vail for you, Glitch. And if that didn't work, they were gonna try to get rid of you. And they called someone the best in the business to go after you. Ideally, they want you to come in and come home and stay home. But if they can't get you to do that, then they need to get rid of you and claim that you were never back in the first place.
He wasn't just willing to trade Vail either. Last night he said one bargaining chip will do for another, and he was going to take me. Fun fact about me, I don't fucking remember your name, GlitchAngle. There ain't shit he could get out of me, and I am a lot of trouble if you want to put up with me.
But he knows that I care about you.
Hey, you shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, agreed.
Tough titties, said
For
the kitty.
me, not you, not.
Look, let's just accept for the moment that I care very deeply about all of you. And if I'd known that, I might have considered it really heavily.
Which is why I made the plan that I did. I can see when people... I care about you fuckers, fuck. Hate.
Can we all just get over it? Please. I'm right here.
And you've always been here. And that's why we love you.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Eve. I've been dealing with a lot of things.
Deal with it with us. Please.
Glitch's arm is going to tighten around Eve.
I don't know how to.
No one does. Especially not when they're first trying. God knows I didn't. It's hard. It's not simple, and you hurt people, and you get hurt. And that's part of what being human is. That's why we try. Again and again. Until we get it right. And we never do. It's the learning that's important.
Vailish is going to pop up on their screen, a pop-up that shows a bunch of code. You're gonna see kind of the like raccoon avatar, if you will, sort of like hands up and like peering over this like command box that's popped up. Just okay. Hey, so I know this is kind of weird in the context of everything, but I did my best to erase everything before I went. I don't know exactly how much I succeeded, but I know I didn't give Eve's name to anybody. And Glitch, I tried to erase as many of your files as I could find in the servers before I got out of there. I don't know what I can still do. This is kind of uncharted territory for my... This isn't recall, isn't search engine, this is active programming, but there's some code down here that I popped up that's sort of a preliminary string to try to... They used to call it like a Trojan horse, where you like send malicious code in through another means. You can see there's kind of some blanks and things that you can fill in with the names or the aliases or the usernames. You can pull that and you can try to insert it and put it on like a USB, and if you go in other places and plug it in, theoretically, then I, or this version of me, whatever I am right now, can try to kill other code strings that relate to anything involving you guys. If you need to erase lore, if you need to erase Glitch, if you need to erase Eve, if you need to erase Abe, not that you can find Abe, but like if there's anything left of him to erase, and you can send it in, and then maybe I can try to cover for you guys, just to give you time to do whatever you need to do. Anyway, just saying, don't worry about it. Box goes up into like a little thumbnail, and the avatar like gets really small, and you see the equivalent of like this raccoon is like playing, like it's like one of those desktop like productivity software things where it's like the raccoon in the corner playing the video game.
Rad.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm going to say the shitty thing out loud because I can't not. You guys are in danger because of me. Yeah, obviously you'd be in danger from other things like the jacks and all of that shit. Fine, I accept that this life is an incredibly dangerous one, and we've all chosen that. But ever since that goddamn briefcase came into our lives, whatever is... And she kind of just gestures at herself. Whatever they did to me with these nanobots, they want it back real bad. And they're not going to stop until they get it. Until they get me. And I care a hell of a lot about you guys. I'd kind of like for you to not be... Well, what happened to Vail in that video in my mother's study.
I don't plan on getting my ass kicked by an old white lady
It's
in
not
the
her.
hills.
Word.
It's
I don't
not
give
her.
a shit.
It is the amount of money that she can throw at a lot
Sure.
of very strong people, a lot of big weapons. I know what the Van Ness fortune is. I was trained for this bullshit.
Glitch, can I just... We are all trying to now, I guess, be our own kind of family, right? At this point, it's what it feels like. And she looks directly at Eve. I'm very bad about opening up, but I promise I will never lie to you again. Any question you have, I will answer. Glitch, I understand that you think that pulling away from us is going to protect us. But the fact is, they know that you have friends. She almost air quotes. She stops herself. That you have friends that know who you are now. That will not stop them from coming after us. That will still get us killed. So it's better to stick together than to pull apart. And kind of selfishly, you might be the only connection I have to my brother.
What? Explain?
My 5 years ago, my brother was murdered. And I joined the Jacks to find out what happened. Yesterday, I found out what happened. The Jacks killed him and gave his body over to some hospital in Cal.
Huh. What?
My mentor saw him take a breath.
Which means that there is a non-zero chance that at some point he became, like me, incredibly difficult to kill.
I also should tell you that this is not the only person in my life to have disappeared like this. When I was 12, my mother did the same. And my father systematically erased her out of our life. And he did the same thing when Kieran died.
Sam,
Cal.
am I aware of any experimentation happening at Cal?
The question is less, are you aware of any experimentation happening at Cal, and more narrowing it down? In the dying days of the American Empire, in the dying days of this area as part of it before it became the Free State of Silicon, all of the guardrails went off. Eventually, the system that was the University of California broke down, and the corpos picked over the remains like carrion, buying up lab after lab after lab, and doing with them whatever they wanted before putting all the scientists out to pasture. So, the answer to your question is roughly yes and.
Hmm. Okay.
That being said, if you pounded the pavement a little bit, you could certainly hone in if you wanted to on this specific thing. And Lore certainly knows a guy who might be able to say more information.
Okay. I might be able to help with that, Lore. I don't really know where to start with this. I don't have a skill jack. My skills are natural. And I grew up in Cal. I know the area and might be able to, if I have more information, I might be able to figure out where exactly your brother went. Maybe. Big, big maybe.
Maybe it's
it's
better. Maybe it's better than a nope.
And it's the best lead I've had in 5 years.
I have one problem. They all think I'm dead.
Seems to be like a running thing happening around here. Everybody's just, whoops,
Yeah.
kinda dead.
No. They just wish I was dead.
I mean,
They thought you were.
Not really. Not really, really. Bug at least knew
To
I was
be
alive.
clear, yeah, point of order. Bug certainly knew that you were alive. But your family did
They declared me dead.
declare you dead. So some
There's
people at least had reason to believe that you were dead.
yeah,
Legally, you were dead.
there's a significant difference between uh they thought I was dead and I was inconvenient to have alive.
So I'll have to navigate that, but it's certainly an option.
Right now, I don't know if that is an option we take. For one thing, I think we need to get Vail back in order. We definitely need Abe back in order because we cannot keep doing things alone.
Especially not with whoever the best of the best is on our tail.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
We should probably move.
I'm already working on it. Right now I'm working on setting up another safe house. Until this one is officially burned, we're gonna keep it. I'm kind of planning on trying to set up as many as I can because I feel like we're gonna have to keep kind of shifting to them as things happen. I need to talk to Heinrich. Mainly because I need to make sure that I don't have a bunch of jacks on my ass either. But also, he is one of the few people that I can trust and have trusted since Kieran, even though he Bold's face lied to my face.
Okay. I can do my rounds and search for a cyberdog to fix Vail. It'll take me a little bit. I can't use my face skill for another, 4 days.
I
Sure.
think also, I don't remember what the cooldown is on GlitchAngle's Assemble an Army.
It's a while.
Is that once a week too?
Once a week on the army.
Yeah.
Oh, and then once a month, different counter on the money. Nice.
Correct.
Oh, and we're in May now.
Yes.
I want to ask. Oh, sorry. Keep going, Eve.
I had a question. Do I have anything in my pharmaceutical stash that could help ease the transition for Abe? If he would
Yes,
be willing and consenting to take it.
absolutely. And I also sort of wanted to ask this conversation between Vale and Abe. Is this going to be dragging the computer into Abe's room or dragging Abe out of his room?
I don't think we need to drag anything. Go and open the door and say, we need you to come out here. If he's in a take orders kind of mood.
Abe?
Well, I'll let you folks be the judge of that. So Abe's just on his cot right now, right? And for lack of anything better to do, no actions to take, right? No missions to embark on. He's cleaning his gun, right? He's cleaning his gun, and yet for some reason, even in the state that he's in, he's not so much singing as much as he is kind of chanting tonelessly, right? But for those who are watching, they could tell this is probably something well practiced by him. And as he's, disassembling the rifle, anyone who's listening can hear. When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah. We'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies they will all turn out, and we'll all feel gay when Johnny comes marching home.
Yeah, GlitchAngle goes white at that tune.
That's coming from inside Abe's room.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys pop open the door and that drifts through, you'll hear with probably like a slightly tinny MIDI track back in the olden days, backing it. You just hear Vailish kind of going, Abe, all the leaves are brown, the skies are gray, and I've been for a walk on a winter's day. If I didn't tell her, I could leave today. Abe, come on. Abe, we need you. Abe. And just kind of repeating on a loop.
And I think we're going to leave it there.
Yo, is that the end of the session? Oh,
I think
that's the end of the session.
It's 10.
Oh my fucking God.
Fuck. Okay. Sam, any final thoughts?
No, I'm gonna go and lie on the floor for a while, guys.
That's pretty much how I feel after every one of these sessions. Right. Cool. Amazing. Great. Thanks. Thank you all so much for being here for this week's episode of Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog. We'll be back next week for more emotional damage. Because that's what we actually do around here. I did put it in the tags, go for the feels, and we got the feels by the short hair, so to speak. So, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to my wonderful fellow players and our amazing GM for this session. Yes, don't you shake your head
I
at
said
me.
3 sentences this session. It was all you guys.
Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for being here, my lovely chat. And yeah, we will be back next week. Check the Discord for more information on what's coming up in the next week or so. It's going to be a little bit light next week, but tomorrow, fingers crossed, God willing, the crook don't rise. Dan and I will be in to finish up Vampire the Masquerade. At least this chapter of Ash's story. We'll see how that works out. So, thank you all so much for being here, and until we meet again, friends, I hope that your journey back through the mushroom circles is as calm and as peaceful as it is possible to be. And until we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated. We'll see you all very soon. We're gonna raid out to Jenna's online, tell her that the raccoons say hello. Good night.